Well, howdy again, folks. We're back at Shiloh Ranch again today. Today, I'm going to ride this paint horse, who also happens to be named Shiloh. That was an accident. That wasn't on purpose. But he's been in training compared to the other two guys, Revenue and Boomer. He's been in training for a lot longer. So he's just sort of, he'll show you where all our training heads to. So we don't have to do the groundwork with him anymore because he's got that down like a boss, like a champion. As you could see when I was bringing him in and yielding his hindquarters through the gate and that sort of stuff. I always go back and check on his groundwork periodically. I periodically go back and check on his ground. I don't always go back and check on it, but just periodically to make sure it's all still there and we still have the respect that we need. It's a good way of tuning back up and getting respect. But as long as he's all adjusted correctly here. 2 holes and 2 holes. There we go. Okay. Good. So just like with all the other horses, I'm going to bend his nose to the inside. And he's feeling just a little bit on the heavy side today. That's okay. There you see he tried to straighten his nose out. And I'm going to let him take a step for balance. But not bad. There you go. Okay. Stand up. There we go. Now he's balanced out. Good boy. I almost want to shorten my stirrups up with him because he's just kind of a narrow horse, but this is fine. So, good. You see he's already starting to get with the program, so I'm going to wake him up and ask him to give nicely there without moving your feet. And I'm asking him to give to the left. And you see he kind of raises his head. So I'm just going to ask him to disengage for a step. That way he relaxes over the bit. And so he wanted to start moving his feet. At this point, I'll put my leg on, say, yeah, disengage for me. And then stop, get soft, and relax. Good. See him stretching down there, getting a little bit more elastic. There, I asked him to bend, moves his feet, then he decides, oh, yeah, right, stop the feet. That's what you want. When I ask him to bend, oh yeah, stop the feet. That's what you want. I'm going to ask him to bend to the right. Whoop. This has always been his stumbling block. So this is really good. That's why I use this a lot for a warm-up. If I had bent him and seen that everything was perfect right from the beginning, I wouldn't be asking him to bend quite so much at this stage. There we go. Gonna rub. I'm gonna let him rest. Bend him to the left. Moves his feet. Quits moving his feet. Good. Let him straighten out. Rub him. Now I'm going to pick up, see if he'll bend his nose. Doesn't move his feet. Good. Pick up on the other side. Get him to straighten his body out. There, he doesn't move his feet. I like that. Going to pick up on this left side one more time. Moves his feet. That's okay. Good. There we go. Going to ask him to straighten his nose out. Then I'm going to ask him to bend again. Moves his feet. There. Bend again. Doesn't move his feet. Bend to the right. Good. Bend to the left. Oh, moves his feet. Bend to the right. There. Bend to the left. Who still moves his feet. That's why we test this stuff. Bend to the right. There. Good. Bend to the left. Keep your feet still, dude. This is where horse training takes a lot of patience, because you can say, oh, heck with it, and move on from that. But it's going to color your lesson the whole day. If you don't get this first principle down, there's no point in moving on to the rest of the stuff. But you'll see in a minute, even though I'm doing all this basic stuff with him, just like I would do with all the other horses at the outset, I'm gonna ask him to disengage a little bit here. Just leave my leg on till I feel him. Yep, he's leaning against my leg, so I'm gonna ask him to speed back up to disengage. Now I'm gonna take my leg off. There, good. Let him relax. Then I'm gonna bend him to the right. And there, I got his feet moving a little bit, so he's gonna wanna move his feet a little bit. That's okay. There, up. See, we want to get rid of all of this confusion, because right now he thinks that by bending his nose, it also means to move his feet. There, good. I felt him take a breath as we were coming back around. I'm going to wait here, be as quiet as I can. Good. He doesn't move his feet. That's where we'll quit on that one with that exercise for right now. Let him think about that. Good boy. Now we'll see if we can walk off forward. There you go. And he wants to trot, so I'm just going to sit back, relax, bend him till he transitions back down to a walk. He wants to trot, sit back, relax, bend him till he comes back down to a walk, and then see how he's spiraling around there, looking for a stop. I'm just going to keep bothering him with my legs till he gets straight and moves out, but then he decides to trot, so I'm just going to bend him around till he transitions down, goes straight. He wants to trot, bend him around, say, hey, I'm the one who's in charge of how fast we go. Good. He wants to trot. I'm going to bend his nose till he relaxes into that walk. Good. Wants to trot. I'm going to bend that nose. He's more of a forward horse this way. There, I'm going to bend his nose in towards the fence. There's a nice disengage. Still moving with energy, but we're not trotting. Bend him if he decides to trot. I'm going to bend him this way. And I've been working on the steering for a long time, as you can see, so he's pretty good with that. So I'm just going to bend him till he decides. There we go. I'm just going to keep changing his balance until it's easier for him to slow down than it is to keep going fast. So here he's already bent. There we go. Pick him up there. Pick him up here. Good. I'm going to sit down, see if he'll stop. Close my fingers on those reins. If he doesn't, lift my hands 3 steps back and wait. I'm just waiting for him to stop jawing on that bit there. Good. We'll walk on. Now, you can see that once we got a little bit of focus going and a little bit of control going, and I'm just using the basic cues so far. Direct rein, left and right. Legs mean go forward or move your hindquarters away. Now that we're starting to put this horse together a little bit, though, I'm going to see if we have that next level of steering, because he wants to speed up. So instead of working on that speeding up just yet, I'm going to work on the next level of steering. If I pick up on this rein, there, he gets off of it, gets nice and soft. Then I'm going to put my inside leg on the girth and move those shoulders towards the wall. Good. And then he wants to trot, so I just take my legs off, sit down until he comes back to a walk, then release my hands. There, he wants to speed up, so I slow him back down. Then I release my hands when he slows down and gets soft. He wants to trot there, pick up, good. And you see, he's actually starting to give really nicely because I spent a majority of my time when he was young just working on giving to the left and giving to the right. Once he can give both to the left and to the right at the same time, that's when we can start getting them to give vertically. So here, I'm going to put my leg on, get him to walk out towards the fence. Block forward, there we go. And he decides to trot, so we'll bend, and then bend him the other way. Good. Good boy. So, now, because I've just been working on with him the past few weeks on inside leg. So inside leg means travel through the outside shoulder. And then I'm going to pick him up, round him back up, and get him to give. Now I'm going to, new inside leg. He wants to speed up, so I take both legs off, leave the reins on until he slows down, take both reins off. There, he speeds up, so I leave my hands on until he slows back down. Good. Now I'm going to ask him to bend to the inside and move his shoulders out towards the wall. Good boy. Release and let him bend back in, and we might even do a small circle here. But if he wants to speed up or let his shoulder fall to the inside, that's fine. We just go with him. Stay with him till he comes back down to a nice walk. So, this horse is at the point. Now, I'll show you. So, for instance, for a sideways exercise, when I first started teaching him sideways, ride along this fence, bend his nose towards the wall, then put my outside leg on, same leg as the wall side leg on, and I get his hips to line up with his shoulders and him to take one lateral step. If I'm traveling down here, I'll show you. If I'm traveling down, say, this wall, pick up the outside rein, put on the outside leg, get those hips to catch up, and then take a couple steps sideways. One step first, then a couple steps. And then separately, I've been working on the backup. That way he gives nice and vertically to both reins. I haven't been working on the sideways and the backup together until the backup was nice and soft and until the sideways was nice and soft. Then I could put it together and do sideways in the middle of the arena. And you can go sideways either from your leg on the cinch. I would call that a forward leg. A lot of people would call that the inside leg because you think of that saying, inside leg on the girth, outside leg behind, which is true in most cases, but we'll cover times when that's not true. So, I can either, like I said, go sideways from the leg on the cinch like that, or I can go sideways from the leg behind the cinch and pushing those hips up like that. This is more physically demanding for the horse. And so that's what I would consider a more finished move. There we go. Get those hindquarters to go on the inside of the shoulders. Here we get the shoulders bent to the inside like this. And you have the shoulders traveling on the inside, which we call a shoulders in. Or you have the shoulders towards the rail and the hindquarters traveling in the inside. And that's a lot harder for him. So, and he's stalling out on me. So if you lose impulsion in a maneuver like that, just put both legs on, get him to speed back up, and then we'll ask again. There, that's nice. Bring him back. Here, I'm going to go shoulders in, there we go. Now I'm going to switch and ask for hindquarters in, there. And then I'm going to ask for straightness, and we go straight. Good boy. And we'll bend. We'll work this left side. You hear him blowing out all that tension and stress. this horse is starting to get warmed up in a way that I like. And every time he reaches down to blow out air, stretch elastically, you'll see I'm giving my hands with his head. Good. Now I'm going to ask him to come down to a walk. Get tall, there. Then I'm going to ask him to bring his shoulder up, 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 up. There we go. Shoulders to the inside. There. Now I'm going to ask him to bring his shoulders to the outside and his hips to the inside. There. Up, up, up. A little too sideways. Let's ask him to move those hips up again. There we go. There. And it's most natural. Good. And we'll ask for straightness again. It's most natural for a horse to move their head in the opposite direction of their shoulders. Up, he leaned on me there. So I lift my hands. We have that stop really good because we have the back up really good. Good. So he wants to trot out. I'm just going to ask him to walk and then go back to a loose rein. Nope. Forward. There you go. Okay. So, there we go. Nice. So when you're riding with these young horses, you don't want to work on this inside leg until you get the steering down really well. Because the one rule is you always want the horse to give to the bit. And the best way for them to give to the bit is if they feel that pressure, bring their nose, eyes, ears towards the direction of the pressure, or towards my right hand in this case, and then their shoulders follow softly. This has to be a habit. This has to be involuntary. This is just what happens when the rein comes on the horse. And you'll see, as he makes this smaller and smaller circle, he stays straight, but he's starting to pivot his feet around. Now would be the time you'd work on the inside leg, though. Because the first thing we need to do is get the turn. Then we can make the turn round. So if I put the inside leg on, you see he gets round and brings his shoulders out and makes that circle bigger and bigger. And there, good. And then I take that inside leg off and he gets smaller and smaller. And then if I reach that inside leg back, he pivots around his front feet. Then I take that leg off. Good. And you wait for him to come to a stop. So we kind of got this guy warmed up a bit. We got there we go. Good boy. Inside leg working on both sides. We got the outside leg working on both sides. And when we think of the inside leg and the outside leg, we would refer to it that way because everybody's teacher always says inside leg on the girth, outside leg behind the girth. But what they really mean is an inside leg, is on the girth, or a forward leg. It's up here. An outside leg is back here. It's on the flank. Well, maybe not so far, somewhere in between your back cinch and your front cinch if you're on a Western saddle. Or just, if you think about reaching back with your leg, that would be the behind the girth leg, or, there you go, buddy, or the outside leg. Okay. I think I've beat that subject to death. All right, so now what I'm working on with him today, it's a lot about just this body control. Okay. I remember where we are. So, I like to do an exercise that the best way I've seen it sort of put together all in one. And this, it's not even it's an exercise, but it's a test. It's a test that a world famous reining horse rider, I don't know if he invented it, compiled it, or what, but he popularized it. It's called the 5 Easy Pieces. Les Vaught invented it, 15-time world champion. Rein cow, reining, all that sort of stuff. So, let's see if we can relax to a walk. I relaxed, he doesn't stop, so there. So with this guy, we're going to work on 5 easy pieces, and we're going to work on transitions. So there, he wants to speed up. I sit down, slow down. He should slow with me. Now I'll bring the life up. Ask him to trot. Right here, I'm going to bring my energy down. Sit. There. Bring my energy down, sit, close my fingers on the reins. Has to happen in that order. Sit, relax, close your fingers on the reins. The cue to slow down is not you closing your fingers on the reins. It is your body sitting down and bringing the energy out of it, relaxing. Here he wants to speed up a little bit, so I'm just leaving my leg on until he slows back down. Here he wants to speed up a little bit, so I'm going to leave my leg on until he slows back down. There. And then we'll ask him to go out straight again. Okay. Right here, I'm going to ask him to slow down. There, I'm going to put my legs on and ask him to speed up. Good. And that's how we start to get that vertical flexion. You pick up, ask for the feet to slow, then you put your legs on and ask for those feet to speed back up. You're not actually asking for the feet to slow, you're asking for the hind feet to step further up underneath the horse's belly towards that front cinch. And then when you put your legs on, you're asking them to push off with those legs more powerfully, like that. There, he just got above my hands. Here, wanted to drop his shoulder in, so I just put that inside leg on. All right, break to a walk. There, loose reins. He trots. Come to a walk, loose reins. Come to a walk, loose reins. There, he's at a walk. So, it's up. There we go. Good. So we got good lateral flexion while moving forward, putting slack into the rein. Now, let's put our inside leg on the girth. Ask the shoulders to step towards the rail. Pretty nice. I'll take that leg off, ask him to put that bow back in the rein. Again, inside flexion, inside leg, shoulders out, leg off, get the flexion again. Slow down. Good. Now, inside flexion. We can even ask inside leg on the cinch until we can get a counter-arced circle. There we go. Trying not to let his energy die too much. There we go. Bring those shoulders through. And then ask him to come forward again. Get soft on those reins. Good. I'm going to ask him to change his bend. Good. Now I'm going to ask those shoulders to step to the right. Forward, now to the right. There we go. Nice. Take my leg off. Ask him to put slack back in those reins, get soft. Up, up, up. He trots there. So you see when he lifts his head to try and get his head above the bit, get above the bit, I just lift my hands with him, and he can never get taller than my hands are. Good. So we got the whole counter arc now. Inside bend, number 2 or inside leg, move the shoulders over. We're going to pick it up. There, see he lost impulsion? There we go. Bend inside. So I just kept my leg bothering him there and told him no, kicking at my leg won't stop it, but moving away from it with energy will stop it. How about that? Good. Just let him enjoy his work here. Might take the inside bend and then take this bend. Good. Nice. And I can feel him kind of getting on the muscle here, so I might ask him to slow back down and come up to my hands. Good. So we get 1 inside leg on the girth. He moves his shoulders over. Outside leg on the girth. He moves his hips away. Now we're set up to depart into a left lead. Stop the front feet. Go to number 4, which means step the hips away from the outside leg while keeping the front feet stationary. Number 5, close your fingers on those reins. Ask him to back in a circle. Now I'm going to switch the bend, switch my outside leg. Ask him to back up the other way. Good. Stop blocking with the hands. Ask him to step his hips away from my outside leg here. That's fine. Now I'm going to switch to the inside leg. Ask him to step his shoulders away. Good. Now I'm going to ask him to come forward and get soft on these reins. And bend to the inside. See, he's lifting his head, trying to get away, so I'm just lifting my hands. I'll put my outside leg on because he's blowing his shoulder. Put my inside leg on. And there, he's got a little softer. There we go. Oh. So there we go. And every time he picks up that trot, and I didn't ask for it, I'm just going to bring him back down to a walk. Go back to a loose rein. So we did the 5 easy pieces on both sides. 1, lateral flexion to the inside, put slack in the rein. 2, move your shoulders away from the inside leg. 3, move your hips away from the outside leg. Bring your hips towards the center of the arena. Go towards the direction that the nose is pointing. Number 4, turn on the forehand. Good boy. Let's see if you can step over here. Number 5, back in a circle. I think we got all those. So then the rest of what we're going to do is work on transitions, and we've been working on them just between trot and walk. But I'm going to let him rest here for a minute. He's not really out of breath, which I really like. He's ready to do more. So we'll work on the walk-trot transition today in preparation for maybe hopefully doing the trot-canter transition next time. And right there, see, I'm going to bring my energy down because he wanted to pick up the trot. I'm going to put his nose and shoulders back to the rail. Then we go on a loose rein. If he wants to pick up speed, I pick up the reins, ask him to give softly, get back to a walk, and then we go back to a loose rein. It's the same idea as the bend to a stop. There we go. he's kind of a forward guy, and he's been getting a little more forward now that he knows how to use his body better, which is totally fine for me. There we go. So I might, working on, once I get him to where I like to ride him, and even now a little bit, we'll work on relaxing for other people to ride him. But right now I like where his energy level's at. He wants to go up into the next speed, which is fine for me, because then I have to just do less work. I have to push the horse less. But we'll get him more softly, more impulsive. We'll get him traveling. If we want to walk, he should walk. If we want to trot, he should trot. If we want to canter, he should canter, and not do more or less than us. There, I'm going to pick that shoulder up, put him back towards the wall. Pick that shoulder up, put him back towards the wall. And then I'm going to sit down and go back to a loose rein. Good. Nice walk. I'm going to bend him to the inside, switch directions. And you see he wants to pick up speed there. That's okay. I'm not going to ask him to slow down unless he breaks to the next speed. And he knows that. So he's kind of power walking there. But that's okay. There he wants to trot, so I just sit down, relax, and then close my fingers on the reins. Good. I want to see if we can stop him. Sit down, close my fingers. Let's see if he'll back up. Good. Let's see if he'll back up a little. There. A little better. Nice. So let's go to a walk. Up. Good. Let's go to the trot. Let's go to the walk. There. Let's go to the whoo. So you see, I sit down and say, whoa, and give him a stride before I pick my hands up. I want him to start responding to my body and my voice, not what my reins are doing. There, he decides to trot before I'm ready, so I just half halt through my body and then close my fingers on the reins. Good. Now let's pick up a trot, bring the life up through my body. Good. Now let's go to a walk. And I pick up my fingers. There. Let's go to a whoa. Pick up my hands. Ask for 2-3 steps back. There. And right now, just because he's still pretty basic with this stuff, when we come to the stop, I'm just going to let him sit here for a minute. Once he gets a little more advanced, I don't like to stop a horse and then walk them straight out from the same tracks again. I prefer to, turn them over their hocks or something like that, so they don't think stepping out forward after they stop. But right now, we're working mainly on these transitions and getting them to think. So there's a nice walk. Here's a trot. Trot to the wall. Good. Now I'll take my legs off, sit down, ask for a walk. Okay, good. Now once I get to here, I'm going to sit down, ask for a stop. Then I'm going to ask for 3 strides back, 2, 3, there we go. That first one wasn't a great stride. There we go. Good, he relaxes, so let's walk. Good. Let's push our shoulders to the rail. Good. He thinks we're going to trot, so let's sit down. And then stop. And then ask for it back up. There. Now I'm going to ask for the walk. Good. Now I'm going to ask for the trot. Good. Now I'm going to ask for the walk. Close my fingers. There. Now I'm going to ask for the stop. Here. Now I'm going to ask for the back up. Get soft. There. Good. Sit. Now I'm going to ask for the walk. Now I'm going to ask for the trot. Now I'm going to ask for the walk. Sit. There, I felt his energy slow down a little, so I just checked him. Now I'm going to ask for the stop. Ooh. Check. There. Now I'm going to ask for the backup. There. Good. Now I'm going to ask for him to back with his hips the other way, just because he was backing. There we go. See, get soft. Yeah. Good. Push those shoulders over here. Ooh. And you see, you really want to get this back up soft. Let me show you what I mean. So, ooh. So what I mean is, it looks like my back up's kind of heavy because I use both hands. But if I just pick up with it draped over my middle finger here, and the slack is still in the reins, he's going to back up off of that. Okay? Again, so if I just drape it over my thumb, see, he starts to give, and he starts to, there, my reins are uneven, and he starts to go back. Just draped off of my fingers. So that's how soft you want your horse to be. Oop. There we go. Good, and I'm going to ask for a stop. And if he doesn't stop, I don't want him to sort of like lean on the bit. So, and so it just depends. If he feels like he's going to lean on my hands, I might check him just one time. Say, hey, get off the bit. And so what I mean, so we'll ask for a trot here. And what I mean by that is when I come to a walk, I'll sit, relax, check twice. He comes to the walk. Then I'm going to sit, relax. He doesn't stop, so I'm going to check there. Now I'm going to pick up these reins, and he backs up nice and soft and gives. Good. Now I'm going to ask for a walk. And you see how he's listening to me now. He's getting more impulsive. He's like, oh, this guy has an agenda. He's got things he needs to do. So then I'll ask for a trot. Looking around my corner. I'm going to come to the same spot, ask for a walk. There. That time he just responded to me sitting and breathing out. So here I'm going to come to this wall and say, whew. And he doesn't stop, so I check. Then I ask for that backup. I'm going to ask him to back up straight. There. Oh. See, that's why right now, there we go. He's starting to think, okay, the next step is to part forward. So now I'm going to start turning him on the forehand. Oh. Wait, turn him on the forehand, and then he wanted to leave, so I stopped and backed him up again. Now we'll ask for the walk. Good. It's an energetic walk. I'm going to wait until, there, he sets into it a little better. Now I'll ask for a trot. And it's just with the motion of my body, just with my legs are sitting right on top of his rib cage. And his rib cage, as he trots along, swings left, right, because his back legs are stepping underneath his belly and creating what the Germans would call Schwung. So I'm going to come to our same two stopping points here. I'm going to come up to this wall, sit down, ask for a walk, check, good. There, we're at a walk. Now I'm going to sit down, ask for a hoot. And there, I'm just going to leave that till he gives softly and backs up. So the logic there is you always back them up after you stop them when they're this young, because you want them to start thinking about putting the weight on their hindquarters as they stop. If they think every time they stop they're going to have to back up a few strides, they're going to start that back up automatically. So now we've stopped here, and we don't want him to associate the stop with a momentary pause. Oop. So there, he wanted to step his hindquarters around instead of the shoulders. That's okay. There. There. Oh. There's a step anyway. Okay. He wants to walk out of my hands. Say, nope. The one rule of the bit is give to it. So if he's walking forward and I have pressure on my fingers like this, that's not right. Good. All right. So I'm going to tip his nose around our corner, and I'm going to ask him to walk out. Then I'm going to ask him to trot, quarter circle, and I'm going to ask him to walk. Get that inside bend there. And I'm going to come to this wall, and I'm going to say, sit down, say, whoo, check, check, back, 2, 3. And you see he took a turn on that last back up, so I might even that hip out. Good, he's thinking back even now. So I'm going to roll him back across the fence. Ooh. Ask him to back up after that turn. And then we'll depart forward. Good boy. Now he's getting shivery thinking about it. So we'll come to a trot. Then we'll come to a walk. Up. There. Then we'll come to a hoop. You see, I let that go for a stride, and then I pick my hands up, ask for that back up. There he's thinking about going forward, so I'll roll him back into the fence. He takes off forward. Oh, straighten that hip out. There we go. Now we'll walk on. Good. We'll trot. We'll sit and walk. He wants to trot, so sit and walk. Good. Then I'm going to ask him to trot. Then I'm just going to sit and walk. Good boy. Then I'm going to ask him to trot for a quarter circle. Then I'm going to sit and ask him to walk. There we go. That's getting better. Then I ask him to trot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sit. Sit. And there we go. Walk. Sit up and we trot. Sit down and we walk. Sit down and we stop. And then we back up a couple strides. Now you see he's not a completely broke horse yet, and you can always tell how broke a horse is by how good their backup is. You see there, he still throws his neck around a little bit, and then right there at the end he got real smooth. Anytime your horse starts to get smooth when you're backing up, that'd be a good time to quit and reward him. Here he's moving his hip into my leg. There we go. We don't want to start backing him up crooked. Pick up. Oh, see there? There, he took a crooked step, the first step. Oh. Oh. There. Good. So we'll walk on. I'm going to sit, say, whoop. Up, 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 up. There. Now I'm going to pick up the reins. Good. That backup's getting better. But you see what this all builds to. You can take an average horse, something without a lot of talent, put it through our program, and come out with a good horse, a horse that knows where to put his body and what to do with it. Imagine what you could do with a horse that actually had a lot of talent. So here I'm going to I might just get him, do a little cantering, just to get him loosened up here. And you see, as I'm cantering around, I'm helping him out. I'm leading with my inside shoulder, leading with my inside hip. Good. It's hard with this box here to really find a good spot to do it, but I'm going to see if he can, that's okay. So we'll see if he'll get round around this inside leg. There we trot. So if I pick up, come to a trot, then we ask her up into the canter. Then I sit up, ask him to trot, come down to the trot. Then I put my leg on, ask him to canter. Then I sit down, pick my hands up, ask for the trot, put my leg on. Both legs on. There we go. And he wants to go get crazy. We're just going to wait till see how he gets himself worked up. And then he just can't even think about that bit or what to do. This is good. This is be the next step for him. This is teaching him how to collect, engage, and get his head in the right spot at the canter. Ah, good boy. So I put my outside leg on, ask that hip, there. I put my leg on and he moved all over the place except for the direction we wanted. Nope. So I'm going to put my legs on until he goes forward. Good. There we go. Put my outside leg on. There we go. Good. And I'm just going to then ask him to bend to the outside. And get soft and not have to worry about all that stuff. Then I put my right leg on, say move away from that hip. There we go. And we'll get soft again. Now put my outside leg on. There. You see now when I put that outside leg on, it builds a lot of energy. Here, inside leg also is building some energy. That's okay with me. So, oh, let's go forward. Let's go forward. There you go. Let's let him stay on a loose rein here for a second. Just relax. And I'm going to start getting him ready to canter. Like that. Preparing him. And then letting him stretch out, elongate, get elastic again. There. That's it. So here if he wants to speed up, and there we go. We'll just change his point of balance till it's easier to walk. Then I'm going to put my outside leg on, and you see how he gets that energy up, gets ready to canter through that shoulder. Good. Now I'll take that leg off, put the inside leg on, and ask for softness again. Good. Then I'm going to put that outside leg on, get that hip to step up. You see that? Good. Then I'll put the inside leg on. And I'm asking that hip to step over just a little further than it really should. Well, just a little further than I would ever really ask for it in general. Just because I want him to be able to do more so that when I ask for little, he can give me the correct amount. So I might get that inside bend, get him to turn through here, pick up that shoulder. There we go. Nice. And see how he gets nice and round, reaches down. But then when he decides to trot, you just go ahead and impede his forward motion until he breaks it back down to a walk, and we go on a loose rein again. There. Good. Pick those shoulders up. Now pick the hips up. Steps under real nicely, so we go ahead and get round again. So I'm going to bring the shoulders to the inside. Now I'm going to bring the hips, there. Now I'm going to get round again, bring the shoulders back. Good. Now I'm going to get the hips up, hips there. Now get round again. And you see, not a lot. I'm not shoving the horse. But if I'm pushing his hips to the inside of the arena, my weight is just a tad to the outside. You'll also see as I'm going around, good, get around again, that I'm setting up the leads right here. I'm setting up the leads even in the walk and the trot when we prepare. I'm leading with my inside shoulder, inside hip, inside leg. Good. And then we relax back out again. And I lead, create that through my body. Good. Good. We get round again. Very nice. There he wants to trot, so I just bring him back down. Do an outside turn. Good. Got the shoulders going. Now I come up over the saddle horn, bring my weight to the outside and push the hip up. Now come up over my saddle tree, bring my weight back to the inside, get him to bend back in and get round. Push that rib cage to the outside. There, nice. He wants to trot, so I just ask him to walk. Good. This is nice. I'm going to pick him up, prepare him to depart, and then relax and bend back to the inside. And I'm going to shift my weight out, prepare him. There we go. There's a lot of drama there. I'm not really worried about how he departs or even that he's on a cross lead right now. I might just pick up both reins. See, there's a nice trot and we release. Pick up both reins. There's a nice walk, but he's pushing his shoulder out. There you go. Go forward. Good. There he wants to trot through my hands, so I just pick it up, get him to give softly, come back to a walk. Pick it up, give softly, come back to a walk. And you see now when I put this outside leg on, oh, we got some energy. Now, when I put this inside leg back and push the hips towards the rail, oh, we got some energy. A little bit. Pick up those hips, bring them through here, pick up that shoulder, get round. Good. So the shoulders, when you control the shoulders, you're kind of creating roundness. You're pushing his front legs away from his nose more often than not, which is why it's easier for the horse to do. Good. So, gonna engage the hindquarters. Nice. Release and get round. Good. Now I might engage the hindquarters to the outside. Good. Now I'm going to pick up the inside leg, get round. Good. Just kind of, I'm changing up the pattern here just so that we don't get him used to one thing. So I pick up the hips there. Good. Now I get his body back round again. Now I'm going to pick up the hips here. Good. Now I'm going to get his body round through the left side. Okay. So my left leg, the inside leg, is on the girth, right? Wait for him to come back to a walk. Very nice. Now I'm going to put my right leg behind the girth, get those hips to step up. Nice. Now I'm going to put my left leg back on the girth, get him to get back round. Now I'm just going to slide my left leg back, push those hips up. Very nice. I'm going to put my right leg on, get him to get round around this cinch. Good. So soon we're going to work on the canter departures with him. We're going to work on getting him just a little softer, a little more impulsive than he is right now. Just getting him to wait for us, wait for our body. If I sit down, say, ooh. Check, check, check. Good. Ask for the backup. Good. Okay, I'm going to walk off. I sit down, say, ooh. He walks. Check, check, check. Back up. I'm going to walk up. Kind of say, ooh. Check, check, check. Back up. All I'm looking for is for him to stop his feet. So I'm going to walk him up. Say, ooh. Check, check, check. Get him to back up straight. There. There, he wants to walk off. So let's step him around in a circle. Ooh. Good. Just getting his feet balanced, getting him thinking. All right. So maybe to get the whoa nice this time, I'll put my legs on, drive him into his face, then I take my legs off, say whoo, and ask him to back up. 1, 2. Giving his nose back, and that might be where we call it quits for today, just because he did awesome with everything. That's what we want our days to look like. Just a whole bunch of agreeing on stuff. So anyway, I hope you liked that. Hope you liked seeing where we'll go with these younger horses we're working on, Boomer and Revenue. And there's another horse, Jazz, that you may see. Hopefully we'll come back to him in a little bit, and we'll see how far he's progressed and what we've done with him. Thank you.